Rudy Giuliani brought forth witnesses who gave their testimonies in front of Georgia's Senate Judiciary Subcommittee. One witness provided new surveillance footage from State Farm Arena that showed 4 poll workers waiting until everyone left to count ballots unsupervised. Here are the highlights.
Jackie Pick is a lawyer who is volunteering for the Trump campaign to assist with their legal case. Pick said the team received video footage from State Farm Arena's vote tabulation center in Fulton County, Georgia. In the clip, you can see 4 workers stay behind after the rest of the workers were told to leave. Once everyone left, the 4 workers pulled suitcases with ballots from underneath the tables and counted ballots for at least 2 hours unsupervised.
So now they're going to start pulling these ballots out from under this table. This table, the black one, was placed there by the lady with the blonde braids at about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Yeah, upper right hand, you see the gentleman in the red. So he just pulled one out. So what are these ballots doing there, separate from all the other ballots? And why are they only counting them whenever the place is cleared out with no witnesses? Is the question.
After watching the surveillance footage, Senator Elena Parent said all of the evidence had been debunked and asked Pick what evidence she had to present to the committee. Pick and other committee members confirmed the surveillance footage was brand new and had not been reviewed by anyone prior to this hearing.
The question is, since this has been debunked repeatedly, what evidence can you give to us that counters what our elections officials have presented us with only an hour ago?
You just saw it. Your officials need to watch the video.
What about the fact that they say that they had a monitor there the entire time?
I can't speak for them.
Well, thank you.
They did not have the video.
They said they had a monitor the whole time.
Okay.
You're looking at the room.
There's no Secretary of State.
Then maybe we should invite them back in.
Pick said that the monitors were in the roped-off area with the press and couldn't see a single ballot or scanner. The only reason they knew the scanners were even there was because an election official told them. Another poll manager said she saw a batch of absentee ballots that were all pristine with no creasing. They were filled out exactly the same, each with a little white border around the edge of the filled-in bubble.
That's what drew our attention to it, was the fact that they felt differently, and then as we began to examine the ballots, we saw that they indeed were different. We had already been through 600, 6 batches, which would have been over 600 ballots, and these were much different.
Not explainable by the normal duplication process that would be done as a batch. All right,
Mark Amick said he caught an error of over 9,000 votes wrongly going to Joe Biden during the first Georgia recount.
And that final vote total for Biden ended up being 1,081 and not 10,707 as initially submitted and signed off on by the 2 counters.
The hearing continued with more witnesses testifying. Christina Kim, NTD News.
A Nevada judge heard evidence of voter fraud this afternoon. Among the claims raised, a lawyer on the Trump campaign said votes disappeared and reappeared in the dead of the night.
Trump campaign lawyer Jesse Binnall presented evidence of voter fraud to Judge James T. Russell. The hearing started with the court barring a witness declaration from being used. The court claimed that it was submitted too late and only evidence submitted before November 25th could be used. The plaintiffs and defendants had until 5 p.m. on Wednesday to submit their evidence. Binnall said that there was no cybersecurity in the voting machines, adding that evidence from an anonymous witness dubbed Doe 1 shows that votes were changed in the dead of the night.
In the middle of the night, what they would do is they would log these discs in and out. Good practice. And the discs had a specific serial number on them. And numerous times, a disc would be logged out with one vote total on it, and log back in the next morning during the early vote period with a different number on it. Sometimes more, sometimes less. What that means is that literally in the dead of night, votes were appearing and votes were disappearing on these machines.
He also claimed that Nevada election officials avoided getting served a subpoena from Republicans, but met with Democrats.
When the court gave us the opportunity to start discovery, we promptly got out a subpoena for the Registrar of Voters in Clark County, Joe Gloria. They closed and locked their offices so that we couldn't serve it. We tried to serve Mr. Gloria personally in his house. He spent several days avoiding service, knowing where he was, but we couldn't get actual service on him. While he was doing that, the deposition testimony will show, he was meeting with the defendants. He was working with them and putting together their case where he was a government official that's supposed to be impartial, supposed to be ensuring the integrity of elections, was stonewalling the contestants being able to serve subpoenas.
A recent audit of nearly 1,500 mail-in ballots in Nevada suggested that 2% of ballots were cast on behalf of voters who never received a ballot in the mail, while 1% of them were cast on behalf of voters who said they did not vote at all. Given the evidence, Binnell asked the court to grant the contest and to strike the Biden voters from representing Nevada in the Electoral College. He said, "What we can't do is turn a blind eye to voter fraud. If we're going to keep being the beacon of representative democracy in the world, when it goes bad, and here it went bad, we can't just turn a blind eye to it. That's not what we do in America. We make it right." Christina Kim, NTD News.